Hey, I just found a Kevin's New Year resolution. From what I can gather, they want to annoy the ever-living heck out of every single person they meet over the next 365 days. Well, sounds like a true Kevin to me, like the people in this video. Welcome back. Let's get into the clips. Up first, we have a clip that serves as a reason why you should never fly Spirit. Don't worry, the plane's just making sure everybody's awake. Because everyone damn well will be after this mess, because all the shaking, all the mess, and then the screaming from the kids and some of the people who have no idea what is happening. In all seriousness, I don't think I would be too willing to fly after something along these lines. Genuinely, that is just a freak show and a half. Just like the plane is shaking like heck when you're in the air. It's a whole barrel of questions, but hey, there's an airline you know you can trust to at least get you to your destination safely, because apparently Qantas has never crashed. Some weird factual information that I found out from another YouTuber who found out from a movie about 40-50 years ago, and that fact still holds true to this day. So some fun information that is probably absolutely useless because Qantas is an Australian airline. Here we have what happens after a funeral occurs where certain things go wrong that cause some pretty drastic problems. For example, what's the main accusation here is that because of some weird instructions in how it was all handled, the hearse left the rest of the family behind in a time that was supposed to be their last ride together before he was put into a grave or wherever he ends up going. Anyway, they confront the funeral director for this stuff up, and here's what happens.
There we go. I told them to make sure we got seating for 7.
Okay. Hey, with all due respect, I asked that traffic not be stopped.
Oh, you guys left everybody. That hearse pulled out and none of the family were in their cars.
Okay, that's something I'll deal with on my end, but I specifically asked you not to stop traffic because that's what I set down with the family. I didn't know who the friends were that were coming to do the escort.
Well, I was trying to keep the family together because you guys left them. Okay. They didn't know where they were going.
That's fine. I asked all due respect to you. I gave you some instructions. I will talk to my staff about that so this doesn't happen in the future. I appreciate your concern for the family, but you know, I specifically told the family this is how we're going to do it.
Well, you guys left them. You left them. Okay. The people weren't in their cars.
That is how I will handle it with my family or my people.
And guess what? I handled this way to keep them together because you took off and left them.
Why are you getting so upset?
Because you left them. This is their last ride with him. You left
them.
them
that we were obeying traffic laws.
You left them. You didn't wait.
What is your name?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Are you a cop?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you a cop?
I'm sorry that you're
I'm
having
not.
that it didn't.
You left the family.
I am a funeral director, and I came up here with all due respect to you.
No, you came up here with sass and used that as a thing.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
I will find out what your name is.
Fine, go ahead. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm going to call someone who is over you that is part of this group.
I just want to say...
I got it all recorded right here. You left the family.
The cars were stopping, and I made... Oh, I'm sorry. Oops.
It's okay. You can tell her.
No, go ahead.
My friend made sure the cars kept going. I don't see where she stopped the cars. I saw where she kept the cars going. instead of
I didn't
having them
stop any traffic.
Calm down.
No, you fucking calm down because you left the family.
Yeah.
You guys left them. People weren't even in their cars. And you guys took off. They didn't know where they were going.
All right. Thank you very much for your service.
I'm sorry, but making sure it doesn't happen again doesn't change the fact that it failed this time, and that this family had some stuff-ups when it comes to their last ride. You only die once. You only have one funeral. After that one funeral, that's it. It doesn't happen again. You're already dead. You're already wherever you end up going, whether it be incinerated so your ashes can be thrown somewhere special, or whether it be being put into a grave. You only do it once. You only die once. You only have a funeral once for that person who died. There is nothing more to it. And like the severe lack of empathy from the funeral director here for that drastic stuff up, because it's like, to me, it's one of those things where a little slip up where, let's say, the hearse leaves a little early but then stops a little later to let everyone catch up and then they actually go again, or other small things like that. Yeah, okay, they can be excused. Are very frustrating and annoying, but hey, they stopped, they let us catch up, we went and actually did this properly. But apparently the hearse just left and didn't stop, and other people had to intervene to make sure to give the family a chance to actually catch up and keep up with the hearse in spite of the hearse leaving without anyone actually being ready to go. Like, that's just a very big stuff up, and honestly, it's just surprising the lack of empathy from the funeral director here. It's like, she doesn't particularly care that this stuff happens. Like, okay, I'll just make sure it doesn't happen again. Doesn't care that this is something that means a lot to the family. It's the reason why they did it the way they did it. And messing that up is not, like, it's not a simple thing to do. Here we have a very interesting interaction between a DoorDasher and a supposed manager at McDonald's that causes a very interesting interaction where one side is clearly far more aggressive over this problem than the other.
Hello with the speaker. Like,
so this is a DoorDasher that
sure
she was
am.
blowing at my customers, trying to get an order, and now she's sitting here being more rude.
No,
so
I said hello. This whole thing's been recorded, ma'am.
Send this to DoorDash too, so you won't be allowed to come
From
back
the beginning,
here.
from the
My
beginning,
name is-
this
my name
whole
is
thing's been
Nicole,
recorded.
and I'm going to report her also.
And that's
Hi.
fine.
Hi.
And from the beginning, back at the
Hi.
speaker,
That
this
you blew
whole
your
thing
horn
was
and you were
recorded.
impatient.
I didn't blow my
Yes,
horn
you
at the
did.
speaker.
You said hello.
Would you like me to play you back? Would you like me to play it back?
Hello.
Because nobody answered me when
you
I
have to
first
be
pulled
patient
up.
for somebody to come back there. That's the
And
rule
I
of
was already
fast food.
waiting for a couple minutes. And I have it all recorded.
Hey.
So why are you acting like this if you're a manager?
Hey, yes, Nicole.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Hey, I didn't do nothing wrong either.
You
So we
telling
both
me
on
that you're
this.
going to force me to wait? It was recorded. You
Yes,
said it
that
right
you
there.
said hello,
You're
hello,
going to
hello
force
when you
because I
pulled
said
up.
hello after
Okay,
sitting
so
there
you
for a
gotta wait
couple
for somebody
minutes.
to come to the speaker.
After sitting there for a couple
So you
minutes,
have
I
to
said
wait for
hello.
Somebody come to the speaker. Let me stop this and record this. Send this to DoorDash.
Like, I already am recording it. It's been recording since I was at the speaker waiting a couple minutes.
Girl, please make
So
up whatever you
since-
want to make up.
It's
I got
been
customers.
recorded.
She's holding up my line. She's holding up
What
my
is
line.
wrong
I'm
with
about
you?
to call the police on her now.
You can.
So this is how we do
What's
this.
wrong with you?
This is how we do this.
Because I didn't do
Have no
anything
problem
wrong.
about
I
this.
simply said hello at the speaker
Yeah,
because
hello
nobody
too many
answered me.
times. Impatient.
Nobody answered me.
Yes, I
Nobody
have a
answered
DoorDasher
me.
who's trying to record me being rude.
I am recording you. I'm not
and
trying.
recording me, and I'm recording her, and I want her to move out of my line because she's holding up my line.
I'll gladly
and I'm
move
gonna
out of your
report her
line.
to DoorDash. This is 10411 St. Clair Avenue, McDonald's.
Would you like my license plate number? Because I'll gladly give it to you. I didn't do
Nicole,
anything wrong, and it's been
well,
recorded
she's holding
since
up
the
my line
beginning.
and she's being rude.
I'm not even being rude. I didn't
Why
do
you still
anything.
sitting in my line then?
Why did you
Yeah, she's
slam the
holding
window
up
in
my
my
line. I'm
face?
trying to
Are
run
you
a
the
business.
manager? Are you the manager?
And I'm trying to run a business.
Are you the manager?
She has an SUV Toyota.
It's not a Toyota, but okay. I'll give them my make and model. I don't mind. Because you literally started freaking out on me as soon as I came to this window.
She's threatening my job.
I didn't threaten
She's
nothing.
threatening me. She's threatening my job.
I didn't threaten you. It's all been
Threatening my
recorded.
job by sitting here holding up my line.
It's been
trying to
recorded.
record me, so she's threatening me. I have you too.
I'm not
sweetheart.
threatening your job. I did not threaten you, and I did not threaten your job. It's all been recorded.
Look, one thing I want to make clear about this, I don't like how this clip's being cast as some form of racist McDonald's employee, because from as far as I can tell with the entire recording of this clip, there was nothing racist about it. It just seems like a McDonald's employee who does not like dealing with people, is absolutely fuming, and someone hit her last nerve at some point throughout the day, so now she's treating everyone else like absolute human garbage. And that's not right. But that doesn't make it racist. Just think we need to make that clear. And also, if you've been recording from the start of this entire interaction, why do we get a cut in the middle of it all? Like, why do we start when you're at the window? What about prior, just so you can prove what happened? Maybe you did post it on TikTok and it's just not as prevalent as this clip here, but that's not much of a gripe. Let's move into the actual context of this. Yeah, the person behind the drive-thru window, absolutely horrible, treating the DoorDasher like absolute crap. I mean, considering that you record part of it, like a small bit of the interaction, just to tell them to say what apparently happened, and then immediately send it to DoorDash, and then supposedly call the police, claim that she's being rude, that she's threatening her and threatening her job, is just absolutely ludicrous. This person was just looking for a reason to get angry at someone, and apparently someone waiting at the speaker for a few minutes, saying hello a few times, is enough to get angry in this way. And whilst I don't like saying people should lose their jobs, if she's the supposed manager of this McDonald's, I definitely don't think she should be, because she clearly does not know how to handle customers well. So, yeah. Here we have a kid who gets denied going on a certain ride because she is too short. And what does her father do? Oh, starts going off at the worker for just enforcing the rules that they've been laid out to enforce.
Below, the girl with the mole on her face. Believe me, this kid is going on this ride, or me and you are going out in the parking lot. Telling you right now, 3 rides this kid has been denied. 3 rides this kid has been denied. This kid is going on this ride. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I'm going to make your life miserable right now, bro. Listen, you're messing with the wrong guy, bro. I'm telling you right now. See this kid? My 8-year-old daughter crying? You'll see. You'll get somebody up here. I will shut this down, bro.
Okay, do not shut it down.
I'm shutting it down. This kid, I am not going to listen to my 8-year-old cry again. We went to the ride at the bottom and she passed the thing. Otherwise, we would have not come out here. Otherwise, you go ahead. You go, bro. You go. Take your chances, bro. Take your chances with this guy. You listen, it's your job. I get it. I'm shutting this down.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Really, bro?
No.
I went, listen, I went to the
Yeah, start video. Go ahead. Let's put it on YouTube. TikTok.
I get it. It goddamn sucks that your child's been denied to go on multiple rides because she's too short, but that's just life. Harassing the workers who are just there to enforce the rules and operate the machinery is not the way to go about fixing these type of issues, especially when your daughter's literally sitting there crying about this crap. You're probably making it 10 times worse. This might just become one of those traumatic experiences that's going to be stuck in her head for the rest of her life. Just like, oh, got denied multiple roller coaster rides. That's sad. My father's now screaming at the top of his lungs at someone. So is my mother. That's even sadder. I want them to come and love me because I'm upset. Like, what type of parents do this type of shit? Look after your kids, not fucking go off at workers. Like, what? Here we have a person who's extremely upset that they can't take their decent sized poodle onto the plane with them. And, well, this happens.
1K in first class, 8 minutes before the flight leaves. And you get to deny me boarding. Good for you. Well done. I hope you have a shitty night too. And I hope that someday I've advanced so far in life that I can smile at people while I fuck them over. Oh no, wait, I don't want to do that. That's actually a pretty shitty existence. sure you write it down. Make sure you write it down so they can you over tomorrow morning too.
You know, there's a reason why, like, that YouTuber PewDiePie used a private jet to get both of his dogs over to Japan, because the complications, rules, and laws around being able to take an animal onto a flight is very, very annoyingly complicated to work with. It's genuinely one of the more messier things. Most planes companies have some rules against it, some of them are okay with it, as long as it's a dog that can fit into your effectively be a part of your carry-on luggage, like a small dog that fits inside of a bag, that can be put away neatly, and like things along those lines. There are other cases where where you're able to buy a second ticket if you have a larger dog to carry the dog. But it's one of those more complicated messes to deal with, just taking a dog anywhere over a plane, because it's very complicated. There's a lot of things you need to do. There's a lot of paperwork you need to get done. It's not just a simple thing that you can spend the money to buy another ticket and be A-okay. You got to go through to a vet. You got to get all these various different checkups done, make sure your dog's all good, and other things along those lines. Here we watch from a car behind the car involved in the action here, as a person decides to try and get a refund for food that they've recently just gotten, and the server is trying to get the food back off of them, and they said they'll give the refund back after they give the food back over, and well, here's what happens next.
I don't want this fucked up food. Give me my $47 back. I paid the comment. Return the product and I'll return your money. That's how it works. I don't see no money in your hand. The point is simply back. Are you a manager or what? Where's your GM? Where's your GM? I am the GM, dumbass. I will beat your ass. Please do. Try it. Don't say try it. Try it. What you gonna do? Shoot me over some chicken? Give me the food. I'm trying. You eat your ass, girl. Give me the food back and I will give you your freaking money back. Can I have my money, please? Can I have my money, please? Oh, you got me. You got me. Oh, hell no. Bitch. Oh, yo. Bitch, you finna get fired and you finna get beat the fuck up.
Look, ma'am, Karen, can I call you Karen? Is that okay? Actually, I don't care what you think, because at the end of the day, you're just a Karen. But, you know, there's one very interesting thing in the world. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't still get the food and then also get a refund for the food when you're still there at the drive-thru. Now, a thing that can occur is if you go home with your food and then find out that something's wrong with it and you call up and let them know about that, then you might get yourself a coupon or a voucher to get the same item the next time you go there for a cheaper price or even free. But that's still not a refund. They're just giving you a coupon to buy the food again for free or for cheaper. But you can't just have your food and then also get your money back for said food. That ain't how that works. She's telling you that ain't how that works. And she'll give you your refund back once you hand over the food. And now, I don't know if it was the brightest idea of the service member to try and rip the bag out of her hands, because that has now caused it to go everywhere. But at the same time, I'm not going to judge her for it, because clearly the Karen here was being a complete and utter asshole, attempting to get their refund whilst also keeping their food, and failed miserably at doing that. Short clip here where a DoorDash driver makes a delivery and gets no tip, and is not really happy about it.
Hi, it's saying 0 for the tip. Was there a cash tip? Loser.
I'm going to be 100% honest, from an outsider looking in, from someone who lives in Australia where tipping culture isn't exactly a thing. Like, with DoorDash and Uber Eats here, you can tip, but it's like one of those things that doesn't really happen that often, and ultimately people aren't exactly that upset when they don't get a tip. It's just one of those questions, like, I think it's weird to always expect a tip, like, every time. It's one of those things, like, just make it a part of the normal price of the actual product itself. Stop forcing me to put an extra bit of money on after I've already made the calculations to go, oh, this is how much it's going to cost me. But at the same time, if I'm getting fast food, I will make the trip out myself and drive there myself, so yeah. I ultimately wish that most people would get paid via their main wage, a livable actual wage, not have to rely on tips, but that's clearly not how it's going to go in America at this point in time. So for those of you who do live in America, what are your thoughts on tips? Genuinely. So prior to this recording, these guys brought a bunch of stuff from their local Walmart. It turns out like some card dividers that were inside one of the binders that they put there just so it doesn't fall out and go everywhere, or whatever their excuse is for it, basically. They forgot to actually scan it and purchase that single item hiding away in a binder. Anyway, when the loss prevention person catches it, they pull them to the side and it turns into this big ordeal that ends up with the cops being called on them for some reason.
Fall out of the cart, correct? Do they not?
I'm not.
When you move it around shopping, things fall out. We have things falling out here when we don't have this little flap up. They fall out. So I'm sorry that I wanted to keep it together.
It's not meant to be concealed.
Why would I pay for everything else?
And not $1.
And then not $1. That makes no sense.
The rules I was supposed to.
Right over your head, bud.
I ain't got nothing to apologize.
Yeah, right over your head. I know.
You should apologize for the way that you're harassing customers that shop here every week.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, well, cool. I understand. You have a lot more going on in your life. I understand that. I do. So, I get it, man. I want to act like this towards people that have no reason to do anything wrong. This is a joke. Do they have an ETA? Because this is my only last day off.
Yeah, we work 7 days a week, bud. This is our 1 day off. 6 days a week, excuse me. Like, how do you just treat people so bad? Like,
you're the ones who made the mistake.
We did not make a mistake. Everything is paid for.
You did.
Everything is paid for. Are you kidding me?
I had all my elements.
All your elements.
Sealed. I saw you pick it up. I saw you conceal it. I saw you not pay for it. I saw you try to leave the store with it.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? You're acting like I stole like $100 worth of and then I put binder things in a binder. That's what you're supposed to do with a binder, correct?
You're supposed to pay for things.
Okay, but I didn't want to out of the cart like it always does. We just discussed this. Like, do you not understand common sense?
Why would you pay for everything else and not $1?
It makes no sense.
I have $5 in my pocket. Like, what is your issue? It wasn't.
Why would
it went over his head. You should have said, "Hey, bud, did you know?" "Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't do that. Let me pay for it." Why couldn't that be the scenario? What is your issue?
He's talking to you now.
Yes, I'm here.
So I understand what's going on over there.
Okay.
We do have units that run to your location.
Okay, perfect.
And so that everybody just remains calm. And that's what I'm just trying to have happen here. I know we were discussing about the situation and the circumstances that has happened. You can just explain that to the officer as well, okay?
Okay, all righty. Thank you.
Come on in. Come on in.
Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm good. Hey guys.
Hi.
What's going on?
So apparently they think that we stole things when we paid for $100 worth of stuff.
Okay.
So I'm a little
He said I put eyelashes in
blown.
my backpack and and there's a receipt, everything's paid for. I showed him, I have my prescription in my backpack. Am I not allowed to put that? It's paid for. And
he's accusing me of saying that I intentionally wanted to steal $2 worth of stuff when we just spent $100 here. I forgot to take out these, card binders that go into the binder. The dividers. You know, because I don't want things falling out of the cart. We have a bunch of stuff in the cart. There's no reason for us to spend $100. I spent $20 on a bag of candy. Why would I spend all this money on something and then feel the need to steal something?
Look, I think this should be understood is that just because you brought X amount of things already doesn't mean you wouldn't steal something that could be a bit cheaper. Like, I get that's what was actually happening here, that they would have brought it if they realized they hadn't scanned it and things on those lines, but that general excuse usually won't work anyway. I know someone who at least used to buy a majority of their shopping from the store, but would often, let's say, put their ham that they got or something along those lines and hide it inside of a bag and not buy that item, but buy everything else instead for some interesting reason. But ignoring that part of it, if the customers offered to immediately pay for the item that they didn't pay for initially because they forgot about it, I don't see why this became as big as a deal as it is. Again, I don't know the Walmart's internal policy to the employees about what the loss prevention office is meant to do in a certain situation similar to this one. It might just be straight up, nope, they've been caught stealing, you gotta go through all the levels of things here, regardless if they immediately go to buy the thing because it turns out they forgot to actually scan the item in the first place, which if that's the actual internal policy from, I'm assuming this is Walmart, that is completely ridiculous and stupid. If you point out something that the customer failed to buy and they actually go, oh, sorry, I'll go buy that now, I don't think there should be any more issues raised upon that. If they go back and buy this single item that they forgot to actually scan the first time, then it shouldn't be a big deal.